Hi, I'm Stephen Childs of virtualvoicelessons.net, and I would like to welcome you to our exercise series entitled The 5-Tone Major Scale for Breathing Basics. Today, we're going to begin to work on one of my all-time favorite vocal exercises, which I call quite simply the 5-Tone Major Scale. As you may know, major scales, like most scales, are actually 8 notes in length. This vocal exercise, or vocalise, as they are called, is simply the 5 notes of that scale. The 5-tone major scale really covers many of the problems that we encounter while singing, and it will be the workhorse of our training. In fact, if there was only one exercise that I had to practice with for the rest of my life, it probably would be this very one. The 5-tone major scale exercise will always be thrown into your training even as part of other exercises, and will again be the main tool used in controlling our vocal tone, vowel sound stability, and correct muscle usage for range development. In fact, control is the single most asked about subject for any student of voice. Countless times over the years, I've received requests for voice training with someone asking, "Yeah, I'd like to learn how to control my voice." Now, as broad and obvious as this statement may be, this is in actuality a very important and intelligent request. But what is the control that they seek? Many people have different opinions regarding what they feel is the description of vocal control. Is it to stay on pitch? Or does it mean the ability for them not to strain or become tired? Is it the ability to sing as high as their favorite singer with a ton of fluttering scales? Or perhaps it means that they can sing consistent night after night. Well, here again, the answer to the question is that it is all these things and so much more. When we talk about controlling the voice, we are ultimately saying that it would be effortless for me to do whatever I want to do vocally without ever hurting myself, and I can do it whenever I want for as long as I want to do it. Here, let me say that again. When we talk about controlling the voice, we are saying that it would be effortless for me to do whatever I want to do vocally without ever hurting myself, and I can do it whenever I want for as long as I want to do it. And this is certainly the ultimate goal of any developing singer. But to control the voice as a whole, we must learn to control many smaller parts and get those parts to work together in tandem, just like a complex machine. As Dr. Appelman so brilliantly stated in his book, The Science of Vocal Pedagogy, all disciplined vocal utterances in song is derived through the unification of numerous muscle complexes that are interrelated to form a huge gestalt. The performer recognizes these unified actions as a single sensation. Now, although this may seem a little complicated of a statement, the context is so simple in its truth. There are many areas in voice that need to be working together as one unit, and that is the control that we want. Not one thing, not two things, but all things working as one. Example. If I had a great ability to play piano with my right hand, but had a great weakness with the left hand, what good does having a strong right hand have then in playing a piece of music that requires both? It's amazing when we think of how vastly complex a car is, for instance, and realize all the different systems that are involved to keep it running smoothly. When you think about it, all of the systems in a car seem so unrelated to each other, such as the need for a water pump and spark plugs. I mean, what does water and sparks have in common? Yet when they are working together, it all makes sense. And as you may well know, if any one of them fails, the car itself will fail. There are, in fact, many things in life that require all systems to work together as one or not at all. That's why we have the expression that a chain is only as strong as its weakest link. I've met many students of voice who really had their inhaling down perfectly, but lacked the ability to exhale properly. I've heard singers who could sing so high that it would have been breathtaking if only their tone was there as well. So as you can see, we need to control all the parts to make the voice sound its best. When we lack this control in singing, it can seem as if the voice has a mind of its own, and we never know for sure what we're going to get. Will I hit that note today, or will my voice decide a flatter one is better? Will I crack when the high note comes up in a song, or will it flow smoothly? These are some of the concerns we may have when singing, and certainly all of us hope that we will have the control to make sure each of these potential problems will never exist. And that is exactly what our vocal exercises are all about. They set boundaries that we are not supposed to break. And through the effort put forth in not breaking them, we develop control. So to explain this more clearly, let's again use another car analogy. Imagine for a minute that instead of wanting to be a great singer, you wanted to instead be a great race car driver. Now, in order to be my best at racing, I'm without a doubt going to need to develop a control over my race car. So how would I develop control over this very strange and awkward machine? After all, it's not a part of me. We are not connected in any way. So how do I develop a feel and comfortability with this object in order that I may control it to the point of not even thinking about it? Well, I myself would find a large empty car lot somewhere and begin to lay down some orange cones or pylons. And I probably would spread those cones side by side into a wild, swirly, snake-like shape across the asphalt. And my next move is to simply drive my car through the serpentine as fast as I could without knocking over the cones. You see, I set up boundaries that I cannot violate, and the trial and error of avoiding knocking the cones over is what gives me the control that I seek. And I would be sure to make the serpentine actually harder than the actual course that I would race on. The same holds true with our vocalises, except of course that they are not orange and are not cones. They are note patterns that are strung together in an awkward way, designed purposefully to mess us up. And that's the biggest understanding that we must have while practicing vocalises. They are meant to make us do it wrong. And the more we fight not to get thrown off, the more skill we develop. And with most vocal exercises, they are often actually harder than the songs that we're hoping to master. Remember, practice does not necessarily make perfect. We must practice perfectly to achieve perfection. You could practice something wrong day and night, and in the end, it will still be wrong. So no cleaning the room or watching TV out of the corner of your eye while practicing your exercises. Think about what you are doing.